versus other learning. I think yesterday I have asked this question and we have discussed on this also. What exactly the training is, what is other forms of learning, what the difference between the learning and the academic learning, what is corporate learning, what is academic learning. We have discussed on this one yesterday. So like whatever the things that we are going in the corporate, that will be implementation kind of things. But whereas in academic learning, it is like somewhere like the assessment kind of like only for exam oriented. Okay. So I may carry forward that to my workplace or may not. But in training, in corporate training, if something is trained you for a couple of days or couple of weeks, from the next week they start implementing those things on their workplace. That's a major difference. Okay, and this is a first question. This is a first question in the interviews, or it might be the first question, but this will be a short question will be asked in the interviews whenever you are jumping from, if you're having academic background and if you're jumping to corporate sector. This will be a first question. Can I please help you out? What is the major difference between the corporate training and academic training, or the corporate learning and academic learning? This will be a question that might be asked when you are jumping into any interviews. Now, what is training first? The training is giving the information, knowledge through the speech and written, and into the verbal manner, written words, or in the method of demonstration, in the manner of the instructs that the trainees, like somebody going to train some people with the help of words, speech, some presentation, to pass the right information. That is the training. Now, what is learning now? Training is such thing that somebody is going to train them, somebody is going to help them to get some good knowledge on that. Now, what is learning? Training is different and learning is different now. Now, learning is the process of absorbing that information, like whatever the information that the trainer has given, that information absorption in order to increase his skills or ability and make use it under the variety of context. Variety of context in the sense use in his work. Okay. Now you got the major difference between training and learning. Okay. Training is the entire process where the information is passed either in the form of verbal, in the written, or in the presenting way by some person to the trainees. Means right now what we are going now, this is exactly the training. I'm the person, you are the trainees. I'm the trainer, you are the trainees. I'm passing out the information and you are also listening. Now, what is learning? I'll come to learning. Now, how much information that I have passed, whether if you absorb those information to increase your skills, then it becomes a learning. Clear? This is a major difference between training and learning. And this is also asked question, because even my senior managers, my direct AD will ask the question if anybody is coming into the learning and development section, either in the content, either in the form of instruction design, or in the they are coming for the role of trainers, they will be asking this question. What is learning process? What is training process? Can you please brief me out learning and training process? And immediate to this question, there is one more question, follow-up question. If you say that the learning is directly, if the learners can absorb, means why I should need the training? Then what is the use of training? I can use only learnings. Then you should answer in such a way that the training is necessary because there must be some person to guide you, tell you that what things to be learned. So that's how you can tackle the questions. So this is about learning and the training. Hope you got the difference between what is training and what is learning, and what is academic training and what is corporate training. Academic training, it's like something exam oriented or something Some number oriented, they may carry forward that information or they may not. But whereas in corporate training, they carry forward that information to implement it. And then they will see the result. Okay, either it may be a negative, either it may be a positive, but they will implement it. Next, characteristics of learning. Okay. The following characteristics makes the learning different from training. Okay. Learning is the process of absorbing the information and retaining it. Now, my duties or your duties as an instructional designer is to make the effective content that will help the learner to absorb the information. Okay. And they have to retain that one. Okay. That's the one characteristic. Next, it makes us to equipped with non-specific and unexpected situation. It makes us equipped with non-specific and unexpected situation. Means sometimes there will be a non-specific and unexpected situation. Based upon that, we have to be ready with that. Next one is makes us inadvertently equipped with knowledge and or skills to face the future challenges. Like what kind of challenges that may come across in future for us, and why we have to learn right now? Means anything that the best example is the data science or the Python course. Python is a language many people learn because they thought that this is a future now. So every organization implemented their own, they developed their own course for the Python, and they have asked the software developers, their testers to go through that. So like whatever the skills that is required to face in futures, that can be equipped now with the knowledge. Now prepares a person to creatively come up with ways to tackle tomorrow's issues. Obviously, that's why your instructional design is, or that's why your learning is, you're doing a learning, because tomorrow, whatever the issue that is going to come, and you are wanted to make it very, tackle those issues in an effective manner. And right now, that's the reason you are learning. Okay. Now, as we already discussed, this is some characteristics, but now I have some three important the forms that makes us to be engaged, or that makes the learnings very effective. One is engagement. Already we have discussed this one. Motivation and thinking. Okay. The engagement is like the playing and exploring. Okay. Like finding out, exploring and playing with what they know, and being willing to have a go, like to have a go kind of attitude. This is with respect to you. It's not with the learners. It should be for instructional designers. Like you have to understand their knowledge, what they know. Then according to that, you have to play your tactics or learning methods. Okay. It doesn't mean that if somebody is not having, you don't know any knowledge on some XYZ topics, I should start directly on that itself. What he knows, start from that so that he will align with your learnings, your methods. Okay. Next, active learning and motivation. Like this is a very important, already we have discussed, like you should involve in the content, like you should motivate yourself to do that one. Then the content should be developed in such a way that it has to motivate the learners. Then thinking, obviously, the creating and thinking critically, it's very important. Like critical thinking, we say no. Having your own ideas, sometimes you have to come up with some own ideas. Sometimes you have to use some animations, that is, even though it is not required. So that creates some thinking that helps you to develop your own skills. Next, very important, the characteristics of effective learning. Okay. One is playing and exploring. Already we have just now discussed. Active learning and creating and thinking. What does it means? Why they have included as the tiger, elephant, and lion? So elephant know what it want to do. It knows that what I have to do. What is this? The tigers, they are free enough to roam anywhere in the entire forest. So in that way, you can have that. You have to play with the knowledge and you have to explore the things. Okay, like the way they are exploring, like tiger and lion, like new things, they have to find out. Best example is tiger and lion. They are they don't eat grass if they don't get food. They start exploring the new places for hunting. That's the reason. So these three are included. Whereas elephant, it knows, it has good memory power. It knows that what it want to do, where it want to go. Again, it will come back to its place itself. That's the reason the elephant is shown over there. Okay. Now, active learning. Okay. I think you people know about this. Dolphin has very good connection with the humans. They, I think even on TV shows and some, they'll be having a pet shows. There'll be dolphins are being showcased. Okay, in most of the zoos, they have separate show for itself, dolphin itself, and they will respond very easily. They have a very strong connection. Like it concentrate, that kind of concentrate you should have like a dolphin in your learning, active learning. Then tortoise, you already know about that, trying so that you can achieve it. So your learning should be continuous. Learn till you get success. But even after success also, there should be a learning, because learning is a never ending. Now I'm proud what I do like a horse. What is this one? Why? Like whatever I did it, I have a concentration in my learning and I'm trying. For that, I am proud of what I will do. The horse, always they have that courage. When it runs, it is having some pride. Like that's the reason the horses are taken, considered for into the some special, has some special the respect towards, like. So that's the reason, whatever the concentration that you have gained in your active learning, whatever the you are trying, or whatever your effort you're putting in learning, and I'm proud of that. That's the thing. Now creating and thinking. So can you see, have you seen the cat? Like it has its own way of doing activities in the home. I think many people, if you have a cat, it has, and it, wherever you keep milk, it will find to identify it. Okay, that's his own, my own ideas. So it has to develop your own ideas. Then octopus, even though it looks like bigger, even it can pass it somewhere else and creates its own link. Like you should spread your creative thinking in all the areas, in all the directions, Next, I plan ways to do things like dog. Right? I have creative thing, like the dog is also some kind of activity. Like I have to do my own ways. I have to plan such a way that the things should be done in an effective manner. That's a creative. Like first is creating own ideas, like making your ideas to implement it, to develop that way of thinking, and makes yourself involved in all the direction. Next, do those things in an effective manner. These are the things. Next, read the following points to understand the training better. The focus on the development of new skills or skill sets that will be used. That's the first point. It is the process each new employee goes through when joining the company. Obviously, so it helps us to, the learning helps us to develop, the trainings will going to help your develop the new skills that is required for your new jobs or the new role. Second, it is a process. It is every process. It is in each and every company follows the training methods before you join your exact role that you are want to do higher. Again, they will explain the basic vision, mission, the process, what they will do, what are the things, what other department do, Every training is followed. Then again at the last phase, they will tell you what exactly you need to do on your role. Now, each and every company is going for the training because they don't want to hamper their productivity in the coming days. If you don't know anything, they can find out at the beginning phase itself before they hit the floor. Then ask them to train on that kind of areas. That's the reason the initial basic trainings are going on. And that's why the instructional designs are having huge opportunities right now in the market. Okay. Next, the point is to teach the employees or learners how things are done. Means employees or learners, like the employees of the organization, how things will going to takes place in my organization. So it will help us to teach them, deliver them, make them to understand how we are working, how my work culture is in my organization. Okay. First one is, it already we have discussed all these pointers in the previous session. So again, we'll just reiterate those things. Specific for the different businesses. Obviously, my training will be different. The instructional design training is different. Six Sigma training is different. The content development is training. So it should be different for the different business. Be a specific what exactly it is learning. Then it should be practical. Practical means there should be some task. If it is some technical aspect, then there will be some kind of, if it is a non-technical aspect, there should be some task or some assignment should be given to the learners so that they will understand what they have learned it. Skills acquisition. Skill acquisition means whatever the trainings they have been conducted, whatever the skills they have pointed out in that one, you have to understand, you have to develop, and you have to impose those skill set in your work. Okay. Related to your business objective, obviously, when the same training is going for my work or my business, means obviously it will be related to my business. Next one is measurable. Okay, it should be measurable. What exactly, how it is training is going on, how it is going to be affected. So all the things should be measurable. Task oriented. Yes, it should be a task oriented, like the same practical and task oriented, almost similar. The same. Then the final test or exam, like you have to evaluate your training process, then only you'll understand that what is the effectiveness of your training is going on. Now, create a successful learning experience. Now follow the methods given below to create successful learning experience. Okay. Build in daily practice is the first practice that you have to follow in your instruction or in a learning experience. Encourage social learning, focus on one topic at a time, make learning visual, use spaced repetitions, then focus on the critical components first, learn towards a goal. These are the points or the methods you have to follow. See, don't confuse with many similar words, methods, theories. Some objectives will be different in that way. Like, these will be learning experience. To make a successful learning experience, you have to follow these kind of pointers or follow these kind of things in your learning experience. Like build a daily practice, like you have to practice, you have to develop such a learning set. They have to practice it on a daily basis to improvise or test their skills. Encourage the social learning. Focus on one topic at a time. Whenever you are delivering the session or whenever you are developing the content, it should be on one topic rather than discussing multiple of areas, covering multiple of areas in a one session. Okay. Make learning visual. Okay. Use spaced repetition, focus on the critical components first, then learn towards the goal. These are the some methods that will be followed in order. Next, how to train. That's a very important. The duty of instructional designer is not only developing some learnings for them, because nowadays 70% of trainings are going on the self-paced learning. Self-paced learning. The organization, they will not give every time they will not assign some trainers for some particular trainings. Some trainings will be on self-paced, like they have to learn on their own. So how to train that in that aspect, we'll be going to discuss this. Now, blend in a person training and online training. Okay, training as well as online training. Provide hands-on training. Then incorporate the mobile training apps. Allow employees to learn their own pace. These are the, see, why we are, you may have a question that we are here to learn the instructional design. You are telling us about the training, but the instructional design is a part of training itself. Okay, in some aspect, it is like the help you to understand more and more on the your topic itself, what you are developing, rather than the person who is going to deliver in person. So that's the reason we are giving you all the information so that it will be helpful. So how you should be training, it should be of in person, like physical training, as well as online training or the virtual training. And the next one is give some hands-on training, provide like giving them tasks, activities. Then provide them some mobile apps, because people are very much they always think that how can reduce my time, and wherever I find it time I can go and learn those things. So it is better the whatever the learnings that they are providing, it should be the compatible even on the mobile as well as allow employees to learn at their own space. Means give them a time to complete those learning, their own time or their own way of completing the learnings. This is how you should, the training should go takes place. Next, advantages of training. Okay, so here are the few advantages of training. Okay, increased job satisfaction and model among the employees. Okay, so the trainings has to takes place on a regular basis so that the employees get the things to learn and they will be satisfied with their learning. Yes, apart from my regular activities, I'm doing some good learning for me that is going to help me out. They should be satisfied. Okay. Next, increased employees motivation. So training will going to increase the employees motivation. Okay, they get motivated. Yes, there is something is taking place in my organization, in my workplace, that is going to help me out in my work as well as in my future. Okay, increase the efficiency in the process and resulting in the financial gain. Obviously, when you have some skill sets, so that skill set will going to help in resulting the financial. How? When you do your work, when you get some good rewards and recognition, obviously that will help you to get some good the financial gain as well as. Then increase the capacity to adopt new technologies and methods. Obviously, the training, why the training takes place? Whatever the new technologies, whatever the new methods that are there in the market that we wanted to implement for our work employees. That's the reason it's going to help us. Now, increase the innovation and strategies and the products. Obviously, when any new product is launched, the training will be given to them. Whenever any new strategies we are planning, or whenever we wanted to develop new thing in the organization, those kind of trainings will be conducted for the employees. Reduces the employees turnover. What is this employee turnover? This is what, like, the if there is nothing happening, there is no learning in the organization. Obviously, even you might be no, there is in my current organization there is no learning. I'm doing the same task in the last 2, 3, 4 years. That's the reason. So it reduces the employees turnover. Okay, the attrition will be reduced. The attrition in the organization will reduce. Enhances the company image. Obviously, you only say to your friend that yes, my company is giving me such a trainings and it is providing me, allow me to do some trainings, and they are giving the funding, they are giving me finance, they are financing me to learn those things. So that reputation of the organization is going to change. Risk management example, training about sexual harassment, diversity training, behavioral training will going to reduce the risk in your workplace. Okay, that makes the workplace better. These are the few advantages of the training. The next very important is common topics in training. Okay, the common topics of training. One is communication, computer skills, customer service, diversity, human relation, quality initiative, and safety. These are the major general topics that will be conducted training on. The trainings will be conducted on these aspects in any industries. Major topics, I can say that. Apart from that, if it is a product based organization, obviously on the products, the product trainings will be happening. Okay. If it's a finance, the finance training will going to happen. Okay. So these are the some basic things. Now, how the training I can make it successful. Okay. How I can make the training successful. Now, if I want to have a training, if I want to make a training, I have to keep these things in the mind. So one is personalized training. Personalized training happens when the personalized training especially happens when your manager gives a feedback to you and you are not able to do something, you're weak in particular section. So in that case, rather than asking everyone and train on that particular area who are already having good knowledge on that one, only which area you have to be concentrated for that person, those training will be conducted. It is a personalized training. In-person training, we can say that. Individual training. Individual training. Okay. Then inquiry based, like sometime whatever the things come based upon like whatever the requirement or whatever the things has to be there. I think it's some spelling mistake is there. I'll just rectify that in my slides. Okay. It's an inquiry based. Like inquiry based means, for example, my team member in my organization, there is a team which is working on some customer support. In that team, the team members are not doing effective. So he will raise a ticket that please kindly conduct a training session on how to support the customers in an effective manner. Or they are lagging in the communication. They are lagging in the product knowledge. They are not able to give the information what the customer is needed. In that aspect, I will develop the training based upon their requirement. The next one is collaborative training. It is like the two organization or two different the teams will collaborate together and we will train on that. Okay. The next, interdisciplinary. Obviously, nowadays most of the companies are following this interdisciplinary training, because why means don't know what time which person will be transferred to which section. They should have that basic knowledge on that one. That's the reason at the beginning of initially when the people are joining, they will walk through, they will take through them to all the departments that the organization is working. Okay, that's an interdisciplinary. And network means obviously whenever the different or the teams are deviated from other locations, for them we have to conduct the networked training programs. These are the things that will be followed in our the types of training I can do that. How to make it successful. Personalized, based upon it is a feedback kind. Inquiry based, yes, if it is an inquiry based, ask those whole team and deliver the session on what they have inquired for the training. Collaborative, collaborate within a new teams so that they will understand. Interdisciplinary, a person will be given all the trainings with respect to different sections. Network, connecting with other. This is the way to make the training successful.